is a person is standing in front of a plane mirror at a distance of 5 meters. Find out the distance between the person and his image in the mirror. So first try to understand the question. This is a plane mirror and a person is standing in front of the mirror at a distance of 5 meters. And you are asked to find out the distance between the person and his image that will be formed by the plane mirror. So if we discuss about the solution of this question, the person is standing here and we know the characteristics of the image formed by plane mirror. The object distance is always equal to the image distance. Object distance is equal to the image distance. So distance of the person from the mirror is equal to the distance of the image from the mirror, that is 5 meters. Okay. So this is the person and this is the image of the person. So find out the distance between the person and the image. So the distance between the person and his image, the distance between the person and his image will be, or we can write is 5 plus 5 meter, that is 10 meter. So this is simple question. You can note down the question and write down the answer. Question number 2 is for your self practice. Question number 2. A person is standing in front of a plane mirror at a distance of 10 meter. If the person moves 2 meters away from the plane mirror, two questions are there. First one, find out the distance between the person and his image, and second one, find out the distance between the mirror and the image. Try to solve it. Answer of all the questions which will be given for self practice will be given in the last part of the video. Now question number 3. Question number 3, a person is standing in front of a plane mirror at a distance of 20 meters. The person moves 5 meters towards the mirror. Find out the distance between the two positions of the image. So look at the solution here. This is the mirror. A person is standing in front of the mirror. This distance is given. This is 20 meters. Initial position of object, let it be A. Initial position of B, image distance is equal to the object distance. So initial position of the image we can consider as A dash. And the distance of the image from the mirror will also be 20 meters, because we know that in case of a plane mirror, image distance is always equal to the object distance. So the question is, a person moves 5 meters. The person moves 5 meters towards the mirror. So this was the initial position. The person moves 5 meters towards the mirror. So this gap, let this position be B, and this gap is 5 meters. Let this position be O. When the person moves 5 meters towards the mirror, the image will also be shifted 5 meters towards the mirror. Let the position is B dash. This gap is 5 meters. You are asked to find out the distance between the two positions of the image. So this was the first position A dash. This is the second position B dash. So the answer is 5 meters. So when object is shifted by 5 meters, image will also be shifted by 5 meters. So the gap between the two positions of the image will be ये image का पहला position, ये image का second position, and the gap is 5 meters. Note down question number 4 for self practice. The question number 4 is, a person is standing in front of a plane mirror at a distance of 50 meters. the mirror is shifted towards the person by 5 meter. This time the mirror is shifted towards the person by 5 meter. You will have to find out the distance between the two positions of the image formed. Okay, the image is formed when the person was at 50 meter. Then image is also formed when the person when the mirror is shifted towards the person. The position of the image will be changed, and you will have to find out the distance between the two positions of the image. Now question number 5, the question is, a person is moving towards a plane mirror at a speed of 5 meter per second. With what speed is he approaching his image? Look at the solution. Interesting question again. Try to understand it. This is the plane mirror, and suppose the person is standing at a distance of, this is the first position, the distance is 100 meter. So the image is formed, first position of the image, and the image is formed 100 meter behind the mirror. The person is approaching, now the person is approaching the mirror with a speed of 5 meter per second. So I am considering the situation after 1 second. The person has moved 5 meter and the second position of the person is P2. So now the gap is, this gap is 95 meter. If this gap is 95 meter, the position of image, the image will be shifted by 5 meter towards the mirror, second position of the image, and it has been shifted by 5 meter. Now this gap is also 95 meter. So initially the gap was 200 meter. And after 1 second the gap becomes 190 meter. So the gap is reduced by 10 meter in 1 second. The gap is reduced by 10 meter in 1 second. Person 5 meter per second का स्पीड से मिरर के तरफ जाने से इमेज भी 5 मीटर पर सेकेंड से स्पीड से मिरर की तरफ आएगा. So the gap is reduced by 10 meter in 1 second. So they are approaching one another. The person is approaching the image by a speed of 10 meter per second, क्योंकि उन दोनों के बीच में गैप जो रिड्यूस हुआ है 1 सेकेंड में, that is 10 meter. So 10 meter in 1 second. So the speed is 10 meter per second. Now question number 6 is for your self practice. Question number 6, look at the question. A ray of light incident normally on a plane mirror. What are the values of the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection? So I am just giving you one hint. This is the plane mirror, a ray of light incident normally, that means the angle between incident ray and mirror is 90 degree. And you will have to find out angle of incidence and angle of reflection in this case. In this part we are going to discuss question number 7 and its solution. A ray of light incident obliquely on a plane mirror such that the angle between the incident ray and the mirror is 30 degree. So in the question it is given, if this is the plane mirror, a ray of light incident on the mirror such that angle between incident ray and the mirror is 30 degree. Find out the angle of reflection. We have to find out the angle of reflection and the angle between incident ray and the reflected ray. Look at the solution here. This is the incident ray and it will be reflected in such a way. If I draw the normal, the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So normal is making 90 degree angle with the mirror. So if this angle is 30 degree, this will be 60 degree because normal and the mirror, between normal and the mirror the angle is 90. So if this one is 30, this is 60. And according to the laws of reflection, angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. If this is 60, this angle will also be 60. So in the question it is asked the angle of reflection. So if you look at this figure, you can answer the angle of reflection, that is angle R, is 60 degree. The second question here, the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray. This one is the incident ray, this is the reflected ray, and the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray is this incident ray, this one is reflected ray, the angle between these two, 60 plus 60, that is 120 degree. Okay, so angle of reflection is 60 degree, the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray is 120 degree. Now the question number 8, and it is a diagram based question. This question is for self practice. If you look at this ray diagram, you can see here two mirrors are there and they are placed at an angle 120 degree. The angle is the angle between the reflecting surfaces. A ray of light incident on the first mirror such that angle of incidence is 60 degree, and you will have to find out the value of R2 from the figure. So we can say you will have to find out the angle of reflection in second case. Think about this particular question and try to find out the value of R2. So we have discussed from question number 1 to question number 8. Before going to discuss question number 9 and 10, I am going to give you basic concept related to plane mirror, some additional information that may not be required in class 10 NCERT syllabus. So I am going to discuss that, but the topic is very important. Now we are going to discuss how to find number of images formed by two plane mirrors for an object placed in front of them if the mirrors are placed at certain angle theta. So two mirrors are placed at certain angle and an object is placed between the two mirrors. How many images will be formed by that two mirrors can be calculated by the formula n equals to 360 degree by theta, where n is the number of images, theta is the angle between the two plane mirrors, angle between the two plane mirrors. So n is the number of images and theta is the angle between two plane mirrors. But one thing you should know, two plane mirrors in this case will never form even number of images, will never form even number of images. They will always form odd number of images. The reason is that when this mirror forms images of this object, if there are even number of images, two images coincide to form single image. So total number of image will always be odd number, will never be even number. So by using this formula, if you get even number, then you have to modify this formula as n equals to 360 degree by theta minus 1. Why from this result 1 is subtracted? The reason is that two images coincide and the number of images will always be odd number in this case. So the formula for finding out the number of images, first one n equals to 360 degree by theta, and second one n equals to 360 degree by theta minus 1. This part is used when you get even number of images by using this formula. Then you have to modify formula like this. Now another important concept that may not be required in the syllabus of class 10 NCERT, but important one. This is a plane mirror and a ray of light incident on this mirror. This is normal and this is the reflected ray. If this mirror is tilted by angle theta, this mirror is tilted by angle theta, then what happens to the reflected ray? By what angle the reflected ray will be tilted? If it is tilted by angle theta, the reflected ray turns by angle twice theta. Now question number 9. This question, calculate the number of images formed if an object is placed between two mirrors placed at 90 degree to each other. Two mirrors are placed at an angle 90 degree to each other, and an object is placed between the two mirrors. We will have to find out the number of images formed. We know the formula. The formula here, n equals to 360 degree by theta. So angle is 90 degree, 360 degree by 90 degree, we are getting 4. And I already told you the two plane mirror will never form even number of images, they will always form odd number of images. So here we are getting even number 4. So we'll modify formula, we'll subtract from 1 from 360 degree by theta. So minus 1 here, minus 1, and the number of images now 3. So if two plane mirrors are placed at an angle 90 degree to each other, number of images formed will be 3. Now question number 10, this question is for your self-practice. This question, look at the question. Calculate the number of images formed by two plane mirrors if they are placed parallel. This time the mirrors are placed parallel to each other, facing their reflecting surfaces, and an object is placed between them. So this time I am giving you a hint here. The mirrors are placed parallel to each other. In this case, the angle between the two mirrors, the mirrors are placed parallel, the angle between the two mirrors is 0 degree, and you will have to find out the number of images. Simple question. As I mentioned in the starting part of the video that I will give you answers of all the questions that I am giving for self-practice. Now the answers for that self-practice questions. Question number 2, first part answer is 24 meters, second part answer is 12 meter. Question number 4, answer is 10 meter. Question number 6, angle of incidence 0 degree, angle of reflection 0 degree. Question number 8, value of R2 is 60 degree. And question number 10, the number of images will be infinity or infinite number of images will be formed. While solving, you will get n equals to 360 by 0, and you can write down that this as infinity, or the answer is infinite number of images will be formed. You should note down these answers and you can compare your answer with these answers. So students, we have discussed 10 different questions in today's video. I solved 5 questions for you and 5 were given to you for self-practice. And today I have decided that at the end of each video I will give you a challenge question. If you can answer that challenge question and you can send it to me to this WhatsApp number 8721044808, then first 5 senders' name will be published. If first 5 correct answers you should have to send, the first 5 senders' name will be published in the next video of the same topic. So today's challenge, you will have to send the answer by 2 p.m. 29th March 2020. The challenge question for today's video. Two plane mirrors are placed at an angle theta so that a ray parallel to the mirror gets reflected parallel to the second mirror after two consecutive reflections. Find out the value of theta. For your convenience, I have given the diagram where two mirrors are shown at an angle theta. Find out the answer, write the answer in your own handwriting, send a pic of that answer to this WhatsApp number, and your name may be published in my next video. Thank you.